No, you do not want to do this. Oh my god. He holed himself. If you want to know as soon as my next guide comes out, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon that's for the notifications so you can find out exactly when my next guide comes out. And I'll see you then. All right. Grim Pantry. Every killer main's favorite map. That's a complete joke, by the way. This map is probably a 10 on the killer eye roll chart. Okay, so let's actually start off where we are. These are called poglogs. These are basically put at the corners of the map, just so they can say it's not a dead zone. It's basically what you would imagine out of just any type of pretty safe window you can come. You're going to get 3 vaults out of this, but you're not going to try to loop the killer forever at poglog. You're going to maybe get 3 vaults of it and try to get somewhere else. Doesn't matter. Down me over here by poglog, that's fine. I should have juked it. This one's actually in position with the right docks that you could get use out of this. Like, so say if the killer was running you this way, you come over here, and then the killer goes around, you'd actually be able to make it back to here. So this is the rare occasion where you would be able to use poglog in going into something else. So right here is the middle of the map in Grim Pantry. You can get Pride Rock or Shame Rock. I've heard it called both. That rock over there it can be right here in the middle and takes out some of these nice pallets we got here. But this is going to be the middle of the map. The problem with this map on the killer side is when you hit somebody and they run somewhere, every single one of these structures is one of those things where you have the alarm going off in your head of, huh, I shouldn't chase the survivor here. This is very safe structure. And then they run to Killer Shack and you're like, I shouldn't chase them at Killer Shack. This is a bad idea. And then they run to we call the gift shop is incredibly safe too. And there's the alarms off in your head going, we shouldn't chase anyone here. This is a bad idea. Or they run towards the Daddy Pantry, the Grim Pantry itself, and that's a definite, you shouldn't chase anyone here. So this is kind of one of those maps where if you know how to run it on Survivor, there's no wrong direction to run, essentially, I guess, unless you ran over there into the dead zone out there. I also will say this is probably the highest skill ceiling in terms of looping. It's one of the strongest Survivors maps, as I was stating earlier about the killer eye roll chart. This is a 10. But there's so many different options that pretty much no matter what way the killer will push you on some of these structures, there is no wrong way, but there's multiple options you can go, and there is always a best way to do it. I was going through some of my old videos and noticing that. I'm like, wow, I've been getting better and better and better at what I thought was just a brainless structure, but I'm still getting better at this thing. So let's get right into it. Let's start with the gift shop. Let's run over to. This is my favorite structure on this map right now. The gift shop is stronger if you have a generator here. If the generator's here, you do not want to do this generator until last. When the generator's here, both of these doors are closed, and this will become essentially the safest spot in the entire map. But it's better to show it when the door is open. Also, when the generator is finished and the generator spawns here, both doors are open, and this becomes considerably less safe. Specifically, the upstairs window that we're going to talk about right now. This upstairs window will always be right there. If you come into here, this can be facing different directions, and the window, the entrance can be open on different sides, but it's pretty much the exact same once you get yourself into the entrance. What you want to do is greed this pallet, just like most other pallets. This is going to be a recurring theme on most videos, is not throwing down pallets, because they're so much more helpful when the pallet is left standing. This is also another one where, once again, looping tight is a huge virtue, but this one is oddly shaped in the round way, so you can get away with looping even tighter than you should, especially with greeting the pallet, because the killer can swing there, and if killer swings there, you might be able to make it up here. This one, if they're experienced, they will know to double back, so you're going to have to wait until the killer makes it about here up the stairs for you to jump to make sure, because when you jump, they can just double back and walk out through that way. Now, what's fun about this is the multiple options you have. So, say the killer mind gamed here, you can run up here, right? And you can even loop this by itself. And there's two different things you can do while mind gaming this. You can either pretend you're going to go in this way and then come out here and jump the window. Or, when you're looping around here, you can just sneak out down this way. And the killer will have to try to relocate where you are, and now you're back down here once again to do the same thing you were just doing. And then come up here, and then you can jump it this time because they weren't expecting you to. And if they jump it this time, beware. There's another window over there that they can push out of. That's why usually when I jump the window, I try to go around this long way. I feel like that's the best. And then this door is closed, actually. But a lot of times that door will be open, and you can do it that way. We weren't dealt that this time, so if you jump the window, you have to push back underneath. That being seen, if I was looping the killer, I'd probably not try to use that window as much as I would try to greeting these two pallets, unless I actually really had to use the window. But basically, this will always be this exact same setup. This will not change, and the idea is to connect all three together. And like I said, if the generator did spawn here, it'll be sitting right here. That will also be closed. So what makes it way stronger if that's closed is you can run it down here, and you can jump that window freely without having to worry about the killer mind gaming. You run up here, and even if the killer's right behind you, it doesn't matter. It's still closed. The killer will have to go around the other way, which means he'll have to chase you around this way. This will still be closed, and that's fine, because he'll still be behind you. And then you run around this way, and you're back up here. Nancy left them both on hook. And I got stuck on absolutely nothing. And now killer's chasing you again to either loop this, and then say the killer tried to mind game and push you back this way because you greeted the pallet. Now you're back down here, and it's just all over from the start. Now, the interesting thing about this one is there's a few options. It's kind of like the light version of the main building. So it's one of those rare times where no matter which way the killer pushes you, there seems to be at least two options, and it's trying to pick the right option. That comes with experience on this map. This is one of the reasons why I'm saying I think this map has the highest skill ceiling in terms of looping. Now, it is also very easy. I think it's one of the easiest maps to loop the killer and learn to loop the killer on. But it also, you can pretty much endlessly be getting better on which choices you can make when the killer pushes you any certain way. Swing. I don't think I make it all the way back to the... Damn it. I don't think I make it all the way around. Haha! See if I can sneak the window. Yes! Oh god. See what I'm talking about? This stuff is like ridiculous. This freaking map. my god. I actually should probably write that last game down because I never get any chases on whatever it's called. Gonna go for the whippy stappy. I love when that nemesis glitch happens. It's fucking hilarious. Good shit. What the fuck? That was weird. And I get a start. He started too. I fucked up once more. I fucked that whole chase up, man. I'm playing bad, but that's fine. We can play bad certain days. That's when you play for fun. I mean, what else? Oh, he's giving up. Tumbling, Nenelit. Yes! This is good. Yes! I can't stop moving because of fucking... Oh no! Oh! Greet it. Haha. Damn. They knew the trick. No, I can't do it again. Haha. No, I didn't bait him enough. I tried to bait them into uncrouching. No, they saw me. I left too early. Gonna be blocked. I got a hit here. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I thought that was gonna hit me. Does he know? Oh! You should have used the power. He's got the power! Damn. No, I wanted him to think I was gonna throw it down and greet it. So I keep forgetting to do this shit. God damn it. Can I make this? Oh shit. Alright, come on, Mikey. Nancy left them both on hook. And I got stuck on absolutely nothing because DBD's a perfect game. I probably actually got stuck on that chainmail sticking out from the wall and I was looping too tight. Docks. Docks is probably the worst of the 4 main structures, and I consider Killer Shack a main structure on this map. It's probably the worst, and it's the most RNG heavy. This looks like we got what I consider the best setup for docks. This is my favorite. This is the one that I will go out of my way to try to loop. It's kind of like one of those regular jungle gyms with the long wall, except for not only do you have a pallet and the long wall, but you also have a window here, which is fun to incorporate. But you also get a pallet behind here, so you can run it back and forth. You can run this pallet and this long wall, and then you can either run it this way with this long wall, and if the killer doesn't go that way, you can just jump this, and now you're coming back this way. Killer goes around that way, pushing you this way. This is also one of those gyms that you can see through the walls themselves. So you want to be very, very attentive to stare through these because you can see where the killer's going. It's very hard for the killer to mind game at these gyms because of that, because you can see through the walls at little points, even at that little corner there. Then you run here, and then you just push out this way, right? And then even when you jump this way, and you don't want to go this way or this way, and you just see a mind gaming, you can just come back here. Once again, this is a hilarious pallet to camp because you can see through it. So there's no way for him to sneak up on you, and then if he pushes you this way, you run back into here, and now you're back into this long wall with an extra window. This, I do think, is the strongest version of docks. This window over here, you can actually kind of run it by itself. It's not the best window to run by itself, but if you're just looking for an easy out, and you don't want to incorporate poglog, which would be very smart to do here, you can just run in this circle here. The killer can drop down there, be aware. But at the same time, if you have the right head start, even this by itself can just be a loop. The killer really wouldn't want to chase you around. There are different versions of docks, so here's another version of the docks. So this docks is the same docks, but the pallet is in a different spot, which makes it not quite as strong, but it helps you a little bit on this side. It gives you something, but even this is not the most safe. You would just kind of try to run it back and forth with this. And then the killer push you this way, and you run up here. I just always ran around because I didn't want to get the stagger step. You could do the stagger step if you want. That doesn't seem too bad. That would be the way to run it, I suppose. I don't ever like having a stagger step and chase, personally. And then say the killer was going to get you. That's when you run it around this way, and then you greed the pallet. Then you run here, and then jump it again. It's like Foxford dies, and then I just don't care. I'm just like, just get me killed. We got the jukes. We agreed this. Yes, we are. Please don't have a trap here. Woo! Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Boo. This tile is funny. I like never see that either. You have bamboozle or something? God damn it, he got me. Got him. All right, so I think personally this is the worst of the docks. There's two pallets here though. It seems like this would be a jungle gym, but you have a window here, which is nice, and another window here, but it's not the best window. It's kind of hard to get the fast fall. I'm not even sure if you can, because I'm never running this. I'm always trying to avoid it. I'm not sure. It looks like it might be too steep of an angle, but if you got it this way, maybe? Yeah, you can get the running vault that way. But you have the vault there, into the vault here, into a pallet here. That's how I would run it. Use the pallet into the window. And then push this way or that way. And they push around. If they didn't, they push you this way. And they push you around. And then you have the window. And if they greeted it, then you can push out the window here. And then we have the most pointless part of any of the docks. I rarely get use out of this. You push in this. The killer is always going to expect you to just throw this down. And you're kind of trapped when you throw this down, because if you throw this down, there's no way out except for this. And even if you do, you made it to here, which is very easy for the killer to just walk around. And then you have this window here. I don't really see a way that you can run this back and forth. Maybe this way. I still wouldn't really try this, because where do you go? Killer just kind of has you here. You can try to run around here. Maybe. But I would just try to stay away from this tile, personally, when this one spawns. This would be one of those cases where if you got to throw this pallet, just throw it. Just throw that pallet if you really need to. This is probably my least favorite version of the docks, but here it is. Boo, it's Trapper. Okay, that's safe. I was worried about that. Oh my god. What a maniac. They usually always go for that mind game. God damn it. So this is the last and probably least seen version of the docks. In hindsight, now that I'm looking at it, it's probably actually the worst version of the docks, but it's so much fun to try to run this one because it's really not that strong and it's all windows. Save a pallet, use a window. So here we got sort of a reverse LT wall where you got the L here and an L here, but they're on opposite sides. So you want to run it sort of like this. And then the killer pushes around, and then pushes around this way, right? And then pushes it this way, and then you can run here. But it's all mind games. That's why I'm saying it's not a very strong version. It's all mind games, but it's so much fun to try with this one. Same with this window over here. It's basically a Z wall built underneath the docks, but for some reason it works so much better than the other Z walls do. You run here, and the killers always seem to actually fall for this and pushing you the right way. And then you can try to mind game this here, and the killer goes back and they push you this way, and then you jump it with the mind games. You also reminding you that you can see through parts of these walls. And like I said, this is actually the weakest version of the docks, but it's the most fun because there's no pallets and it's all mind games. It's all seeing what you can do. But if you want to run it the proper way, this right here would be a nice way to run it since you can get the running vault. You can see him coming around that way, all the way around that way. And then you can not jump it because it doesn't matter if you mind games or not, and you can push around this way. And it's literally just one wall. And then even if you want, if he tries to mind game you run back around this way and then jump this. But this is the last and least seen version of the docks. There is one other thing I left off of this map. You can get a pallet that will spawn up here, just like this one, but do not count on this pallet. This pallet is optional. I see a lot of people run up here. Where's the pallet? It's an optional pallet. Be aware of that. It's optional. So next up we have Killer Shack. We're back here in the middle of the map. Killer Shack is just like any other Killer Shack. The one thing I will say about this Killer Shack is there's a Godlog around here somewhere usually. Looks like we didn't get it, which is absolutely how it should be because it's way too strong to have right next to a Killer Shack. But there is a Godlog. It's somewhere on this map. It's probably out in a corner this time. But you could have, let's say, where's the window? So this would be a good example of Godlog now that we actually have the pallet here. This is what Godlog looks like. Be aware with this, because sometimes you can get Godlog right into this open window, which is completely unfair. It should never spawn that way, but it will sometimes. Seemingly, it will only spawn that way when you're playing Killer. Never when you're playing Survivor. I did want to point that out with this Killer Shack, because it does happen often. There will be that Godlog around here. It's just not here this time. But keep an eye out for it. This corner will always have a Grim Pantry version of a normal gym. This is the most basic gym that you can have, but once again, this one and Pale Rose, the normal jungle gyms, as we showed earlier on the docks, they have little pieces you can see through them in the wood. So it's a lot harder for the killer to try to mind game. But the killer can also see where you're at. So it does work both ways. But I think it helps the survivor more than it helps the killer being able to see through it. Uh-oh. I ran all types of wrong here. I will throw a Shack pallet when I'm not even dead yet. I am sorry, Demo Doggy. But I gave you a good resource. Dang. Ah! Damn. Fuck! I didn't put the void away. But there will always be just a random jungle gym. It'll always be back here in the corner. So, and then there's another poglog there in this corner, just in case. Poglog can spawn close enough every now and then to Shack to get some use out of it. I got some use out of that once, actually. I got a very safe unhook against a P-head because I got to throw down the pallet and jump the log. It was a funny clip, too, because I had to hit the skill check as I was juking the projectile from P-head. All right. Log definitely helped get the unhook there. And one last thing is, for some reason, there's always seems to be totems that spawn here, either here or over there, against this area. Not sure why, but there always seems to be a totem that will spawn around this area. And this will be the other one right here. Before we get into the Daddy Pantry, the nightmare itself for every M1 killer, let's talk about these middle pallets. These middle pallets are very important to not throw down. These are probably the more important ones on the whole map not to throw down, because once these pallets are gone, there's like 2. And there's nothing left. A lot of the times on this map as well, you'll get a 3. To prevent a 3-gen, you'll have to do either a generator here or a generator here. A lot of times, not every time. Obviously, this time it would be an example of not every time. But that's why you don't want to throw those pallets unless the generator's done, because you don't want to be on death hook. If you're on death hook and those pallets aren't there, you're not going to want to touch that generator. So you really want to keep this up unless you're on death hook. These would be those perfect pallets to not throw until you're on death hook. I mean, that's my advice with every pallet, but specifically those, because that would create such a big dead zone in the middle, and you just really want to avoid that. I don't give a shit. No, if I run over here, I'll get put in the fucking basement. I won't. Free drop, haha. Well, that just got a bit more complicated. Oh! No, Ace. Oh, shit. Oh, yes! Fucking teamwork. Holy shit. My dad's also a math teacher, so that helps, but I never really went to him for help. I didn't really need it. The first thing I went to him for help for was like, I think that was junior year where I was doing logarithms. This is the nerf I wish they didn't nerf on Deathslinger. Oh yeah, that was ballsy, but let's fucking go. Good shit. No! So now we come to the most annoying part of the map if you're playing killer. The pantry itself. Jump the window. Skill. This building sucks. There's like 8 different formations you can have up top, but what it really is 4 windows and 2 pallets up top. Down low, you can have 1 window or 2 pallets, or you can have 2 windows and 3 pallets. But you always have at least 1 window and 2 pallets down low. Now, the up top, what you really want to be looking for, and how I mean it has 8 different variations, even though there's really only 4 tiles up here. The way you can have 8 different variations is you have this tile right here, that window right there, these 2 windows over here, and this unsafe pallet that you want to greed to connect to this window right here. In this case, you can connect it back to this window. But this is a tile of the pantry. This window right here is a tile of the pantry. These 2 windows are a tile of the pantry. And this big pallet is a tile of the pantry. They will always be here. They will just always be connecting differently. So this could be here exactly like this, but that window could be here and facing around that way, which would make that unsafe pallet would then spawn at this back corner over there instead, and vice versa. So basically what you have is, if the window is there, you will have that there, and then flipped, and then the window here, and then flipped, right? And then the same with these 2 windows over here. These 2 windows are, I will say, hilarious if you're playing an inexperienced killer. These are the funniest thing on the map to really use as an inexperienced killer. If they're a pretty experienced killer, they're not the safest windows, and you really want to use these as a last resort, I should say, when the killer pushes you everywhere else, and then you're pushed here to try to survive. But these windows are funny because you can use them and get in the killer's head where they try to get a quick melee and then end up holing themselves. He hold himself. Also, if you're playing against something like a Wraith, these are probably the best windows on the Pantry versus Wraith because they can't really do anything when they're in their power. You can just vault back and forth. Of the pizza, of the cheese. The guy whiffed.
I've lost shields.
No, you do not want to do this. Oh my god. He hold himself. Oh my god. Hit me! It like felt like. Oh my god, stutter step. Ah! No, he did. I even had one time happen with a Legion in his power. It kind of looked like we were doing a little do-si-do back and forth here. I will say the hole can sort of spawn in different spots. I think the hole can spawn pretty much anywhere around here. I've seen it against the wall. I've seen it here. I've seen it there. I've seen it there. I've seen it against that wall. It just can kind of spawn anywhere. So be aware of that with this hole. How you'd want to loop this, it's kind of in the way this way. So the better way to do it is you'd always want to jump the far window because it gives the killer a harder way to mind game because you're farther away. So even if he did mind game, he'd be going around this way, right? And then you can get the quick fall, but they'd probably be ready for that. So that's a good opportunity to try to hold the killer. And then if he pushes you around this way, you could just be running this way, waiting for him to try to melee. And then if he melees, you jump the window. Reminder here that unless you're hugging this outside here, you can still get hit on the window, just like any other window. If you're too close to it, you can still get hit. So the first thing you want to do with these windows, especially if they're close, is jump it and stay on the outside. A lot of times you can sucker the killer into a few misses there, and then they'll vault, and when they vault, you just jump. And now they're just back, and then they're going to push you somewhere else, right? But these I would really want to save as a last resort. Like I said, unless it's an inexperienced killer, and then you can have some good old learning experiences on their end. This is one of the, it doesn't look like one of the safest windows, but I think it's one of the strongest windows in the game because no matter which way you run it, you can have your camera set up where you cannot mind game it. You'd want to be sitting here, and you can see the right side over there. You could see him coming even if he moonwalks. You'd have enough of a jump start to be able to make it. And say you get to here, and then you don't see it, you stand right here, and you're waiting to see which way he goes. And if he comes back that way and tries to mind game you, then you just push right back this way. That's what I mean by it's not the safest, because this isn't a huge wall protecting it. It's just if you have your proper head start, there's nothing really he can do except for either force the window 3 times, which we will anticipate, or try to mind game, which doesn't work. So let's say he's going to try to force the window 3 times, because I will say that is the first thing you really want to try to do if you're running the pantry, is run up and find that window. But we'll get to that in a second on running everything together. I want to break down all these tiles by itself. This one is always fun, but this one you don't, once again, don't want to throw this pallet unless you're on death hook, but you want to try to connect this to another tile. It doesn't work as well if it's connected to those two. Same with the other ones, because those are harder to connect than this one is, because this one is just very easy to connect to either of the pallet tiles on the pantry. So this one you want to try to connect to that. This one, if you're running this way and say the killer was running you, then you could run this way. Right? If it was on the other side, same thing. You could just run around, you know, the other way. You can even do it this way if you want, because it's a big enough tile, or if he was looping you this way and you don't even get the quick vault. You might be able to get the quick vault. It would be very difficult. I think you actually could because of these barrels. You'd be able to get the quick vault, but once again, that just helps, and you want to connect this to the window itself. The last tile that can spawn here, and will always spawn here, is the unsafe pallet into the window. Now, this unsafe pallet, once again, there's no point in ever throwing this down, because even if you throw this pallet down, the killer can just mind game you. The killer's going to sit here. There's literally nowhere you can go. You're just going to get hit if you throw this down. So what you really want to use this pallet for is the killer will mind game back and forth, and you want the killer to mind game. And then once you got the killer around this way, you jump this. And the killer will either try to vault this, or they'll jump around that way and swing, which means you want to push up this way. A lot of times if you push up this way, you'll have that safe window over here, and then you jump it, and you're back to square one for him. But that's the way you really want to run this pallet. You want to get him pushing you this way, and then jump this, and then not ever throw that pallet. Yeah, I'm not going to throw it either because I don't want to get infected. I'm going to make her M1 me. And hopefully run away. Just like that. That is infected as well. Oh no! I'm fucked. I'm not. No. Can you get me here? Although you could use that pallet in this case. You could just greet around this way and then, got him. And now we're onto this pallet, right? But as I said, there's probably like 8 different variations and they all work well together that way. The last part of the pantry, and it's probably the most important part if you want to loop the killer forever here, is finding out where your one window back to safety is. So coming down these stairs, you're always going to have at least one window, and it's going to be close to a door, and you want to jump the side of the window that doesn't have the door to make the extra distance. It's usually close to a pallet, so this one is close to a pallet, but we wouldn't... Oh, that's just an open door. So where's the window here? Let's see here. It's got to be somewhere. Here it is. So here's our open window, right? And it actually is close to the pallet. So you want to find out where that is in relation to where the stairs are, so you can run down the stairs the right way, and you will have a bigger head start because the killer won't really be knowing exactly where you are. Let's see if we got 3 pallets this time as well. 3 pallets is possible to spawn if you get this pallet, and I think we might have actually got... Yeah, we did get all 3 pallets. So this is a 3 pallet 1 window situation. You can have 3 pallet 2 window situation, or 3 pallet 1 window, or 1 window 2 pallet, but you always have at least 1 window and 2 pallets, but we got 3 pallets this time. If we were going to push down this way, and this is what's funny about the downstairs, is if you're using it to connect, you can get a different trip with every pallet, which is hilarious. But just seeing where our windows were, our one window was, you could either push it both directions this way, really, because you would get a jump start the way you want to run the downstairs. You'd be connecting the first 2 vaults, and then you'd run down here, and if you ran this way, you could either use that pallet if he was close enough to you, or you can straight up just use the window here and get there. And then he has to go all the way around, and now you're over here. He's probably going to be catching up. You can either go down there and use that pallet, or you can come back up the stairs and get back into the pantry, which this would be a perfect case of then you want to use these as connectors if he was there, or if you couldn't make it to that window. But that's where you really want to do it. And then the other way that you could run this is use the pallet to flip your direction. So if you're coming this way, and you were running this way, You could see if he was going to greet it. If he followed you this way, he'd use that to turn around and then use this pallet here. I didn't get the running vault, but that would be the way you'd want to reverse course and sort of make it the same direction. And even if you didn't, you could throw this pallet down and then continue on, make them go the wide way. You could even start messing with this pallet, mind game this, try to throw this down, or come this way and throw that down and walk around the outside, and once again back to safety. That's the pallet you want to count on having the least, though. I feel like that's the least. I feel like that's the optional one with the third. You usually get the pallets here on these bigger ones. Alright. That actually gave me a chance to see what's down here, though. So we'd want to run left. That's why it was good to get the look around, see where we could go. Oh god. Alright. It's game time. Oh my god. Alright, it's actually game time. No, you got me here. Last pallet. Oh my god, yes. The pallet was still there. You see what I'm saying? How this building loops itself? Now let's talk about what I think is the best strategy towards coming towards this main. So if you get hit and you're running up, the first thing you want to locate is that big window, right? Because these ramps could be on this side, that side, that side. The ramps can be anywhere because it just depends on which roll you get with the tiles. So when you run up, if I was running this way, I would notice that that was the double windows. The double windows are there. That means I want to run this way. So I would be running it this way instead. Now, running it this way is actually better. You want to be running the other way because it's easier to get the fast vault and you don't have to go out of your way at all. But if you were running it this way, it actually is better against projectile killers because they have less opportunity. If the projectile killer is like a huntress or a p-head is pushing you this way, you really have to go all in on juking that. And even if they anticipate you juking it, there's not really much for you to go. You're kind of screwed if they anticipate that. So running it the way that we would be pushed this way is actually better in this case against projectile killers. So be running it this way, right? You get your one vault, you're coming around. I think it's best to get 2 vaults here, right? You want to get your 2 vaults before you start switching it up. If he's too close to you before you can switch it up and you didn't get the proper head start, that's where you'd want to start pushing around this and then use that to get here again. And then that window would block, but that's fine because you would jump down here. And if you pushed around that way, you'd run underneath. If you pushed around that way, you'd come up here. And then you could either run downstairs and loop it that way, or you could come to the last resort if you wanted to. There's just a lot of different ways you can do it. But if the ideal way would be to have the head start you want, to incorporate the bottom down low. So you want to, if we were being pushed this way, we get our first loop. We push around. He'd be coming behind us. And we get our second loop. This is why you don't want to loop this way as much, because you have to go out of your way. You can't loop it as tight as possible. You're still looking behind you. He's coming around. He's still pushing. Oops. Obviously, don't run into the locker like I just did. You're coming around. Now, they're going to anticipate you going for that. So a lot of times they'll tunnel vision up there, especially if with your scratch marks going kind of wonky. And that's when you flip the script on them. And you either go this way if they're right behind you. If you know where your window is, you would come this way if they're right behind you because you didn't have the running speed. If they weren't and they had to try to catch where you went, you got to push around. Be very mindful of them dropping down. A lot of times they can hear you and just drop down. But if you see it coming, you have enough pallets and windows to be able to react to it or run right back upstairs because you saw them come. So you'd be pushing around that way and come this way. Once again, being mindful that they can drop down. And a lot of times they'll lose you, and if you're walking around, you can come back up here, and the window now is open, and now it's back to unblocked, and there's nothing they can do about it, and they're back to square one. Now, another funny thing you can do about this window is if this is a little bit too much, because, as I was saying, I do think this specific structure has the highest skill ceiling in terms of looping on Survivor, because no matter what direction the killer pushes you, there's seemingly 2 or 3 options you can use, and it's trying to decipher which is the best option that makes this hard, I guess, even though it's very easy. But say you just wanted to take it easy, you could just do this, loop this window 3 times. Say that was the 3rd time and it's blocked. Now we can just have fun here and greed the pallet a few times. You know, killer usually expects you to greed the pallet. Try to get your stun. Let's say you even did get a stun and you're running around. A lot of times you can mess around with here a little bit. They push you down and then they push you back around that way saying you're coming this way. They come in, oh look, the window's unblocked again. Look at that. Now we're back to square one doing the exact same thing, even if you did throw that pallet. So you don't even have to incorporate the downstairs, but incorporating the downstairs is the way to loop a killer for 5 gens, so to speak. The thing is with this map is I do tend to get too fancy. I'm trying to connect everything together, but at the same time it makes it fun. And a lot of times killers won't chase you up here either. Because killers know how strong it can be and they won't chase you. So if you're somebody that doesn't want to get chased too much, same thing. Just make sure you get a nice head start up here. And your killer will chase you once, then realize how much of a pain this is, and they won't do it again. Like, it's really not worth it. The main strategy you really want for this building, no matter what side you're running up, when you're running up the stairs, locate which side. Because whichever window is here, the other one's going to be this way. So if I was running up this way, this would actually be the best way to run. And then you loop that window twice after the 2nd time. If you want to get real fancy, you come downstairs. If you want to try to loop the killer for absolute ever, you run downstairs. You figure out which way you want to go. Make sure you vault the window that doesn't have the door, because then that makes them have to push outside and goes the other way. You have at least 2 guaranteed pallets down here, sometimes 3. We have 3 this time. You'll always have at least 1 window. The downstairs by itself is actually pretty strong that you can loop. But if you want to keep things simple, you can just jump this window 3 times and then loop the strong pallet and then jump this window 3 more times or jump this window. It's just endless possibilities here, really. There's another poglog in the corner of the map right there. One last thing about this main is, for some reason, I feel like this right here is the most likely spot for hatch to spawn on this map. I don't know why, but this map always seems to be impossible to find hatch for killer or survivor. If you're trying to give survivor hatch on this map, you'll end up walking around with them on your shoulder for 15 minutes. But a lot of times it will spawn here. I'm not sure why. It just seems very high chance of it spawning there. And if it doesn't spawn there, it's probably going to spawn literally against the wall, just like it did here. I'm not sure why it's like that on this map, but it does seem to be very consistently like that on this map, either against the corner or right by that staircase. As I was saying earlier, one of the most common places for the hatch to spawn, there it is. I couldn't get him. I had to run the other way. Good shit. Fucking fruit fly. Oh shit! That's good. I actually could not see it. I wasn't gonna make. Oh, fucking A. Yeah, I had never thought about bamboozle on this guy because I literally couldn't see it till I was right up in front of it. I was like, oh my god. Touch the gen. Did he vault it? He's vaulting it right now, I'm thinking. No, he kicked the gen, I think. Yep, he did kick the gen. Yes! Damn. Does he vault? He was too late. He didn't vault it again. Oh, good shit. Slide the pallet here. No! Run through it. Please don't lock. Yay, it's not locked. Oh shit, somebody followed. I'm sorry, I can't see. What's up, darling? Thanks for the follow, mate. Did I make this? I think so, right? That window is still blocked, unfortunately. He tried to pre-fire on that, but... No! I was testing it. I didn't know when he vaulted it. Oh my god. I thought he was... Oh, there it is. That's what I thought he was going to do. And then he didn't. It was on the other side of it, I see. Oh my god. Good shit. Uh-oh. No! I had the extra long path. That actually helped me a bit. Thanks for the follow, mate. I hold myself because he put a trap up. Now I have to run in a weird circle until he figures out where I am so I can figure out where he is. He left me. Let's fucking go. First. I think he set a trap. Did he not? Yes! And he swung. That's fucking perfect. Ah, that sloppy butcher. Oh, you got me? It blocked, so that's how I knew you got me. No! It's only not funny if they're like working with the killer and holding you hostage that way. That's not funny. But if I'm just getting stuck in the doorway, it's like, ha, you got me. That was good. Yes! Bye-bye. Love a good old holing. Do we try for it again? We have the right distance again. Oh dang, no we don't. Good thing I don't need that ramp, dude. 'Cause this shit is OP. Nope, you're doing the wrong windows, mate. Can I make this with the running vault? I think so, right? Yes, I can, and I will. And I will again. Fucking love it, man. Alright, time to greed this pallet 8 million times, hopefully. Oh, damn, I guess not. I'm scared. Does he double back here? He's not. I gave it too much distance. I have to try to loop it back this way. And it should be open, right? Let's go! You guys see why I hate this building when I'm playing killer? This building sucks. He put traps down too. Look at this. I get 2 disarms here. All right, he's gonna do the right window this time. Right? He didn't. Why, dude? No. I almost stepped on that trap. It's in a good spot. You can barely see it. All right, here we go again. dang. No! And then the same thing happens the next game, and you're like, yay. Actually, didn't mean to run this way. Yeah, let's go. Damn, thought he missed. Yeah, this is the way I meant to run the first time. I'm hugging the wall. That's the only reason that's working. Building is OP. He just took his traps down, dude. No, he took them down. He gave up. He said, fuck this. He left. But I do also say, I only talk trash if the survivors are doing what they're supposed to. Oh my god. Hey, double back. You sure did. Did you set this one yet? It's the third time this game. I'm not gonna make it. No! No! Nice. This is the way I wanted to go. Yes! All right, let's see how it goes. Yes. Fucking stutter step, of course. Is Noed. No! It is OG Tombstone. This is good. Oh, the fast vault. That's hilarious. I forgot about that. Which means it's bamboozle. That's fine. This will make the next one. Both pallets are down up here, though. I have to remember this. Yes! Although that is sad that I fell down. That was not the plan. Did he give up, though? He might get me here, actually. No! I'll make it. Yes, I do. He didn't know about it. Let's go. Oh, but the bamboozle. Pre-drop. He didn't break it. And I see why now. Because he fast. Watch him double vault. That would have been hilarious. He did not, though. Haha. This building is OP, mate. I literally just ran this building last game. This is the third time I've got this map. The other one I ran the docks over there, remember? Here we go again. Yes! No, he doesn't. Oh shit. Medium vault. Boo. We gotta turn this around. I'm gonna troll him. Dang it. He tried to troll me. Good job. He turned it back around. Can I make it? Yes! Throw this down, unfortunately. Did he fake it? I should have dropped that too. I'll be honest, but I didn't want to. I'll drop this though. Oh! Do barrel roll. Oh shit. God damn it. Can I like get hit from all the way on the other side here? Oh shit. God damn it. Shouldn't have thrown it. Should have fucking greeted it. Telling you guys, never fucking throw any pallets. Except for in that situation. But I had to throw that because I threw the pallet the first time. That's why I had to throw that one. Oh god, he's gonna get me. I had to jump this. Oh! He had a wee goal. We got the jukes. We got the jukes. We got the jukes. Damn. I have to go up here. This is bad too. My god. Oh fuck, I fucked up. That robbed her, feels like. Pay to win. That's funny as hell. Why didn't she blink again? Oh, fuck. Well, that's not what I expected. Thought she was gonna hit me. I was really closing my fucking eyes. But then I like remembered right at the end when it was like F you N-word, the guy that like was messaging him. There he is. And here I go. Can't hit me with the whip there, sir. Yay! I have this window. That's fucking hilarious. I'm running this the wrong way, but it actually might help me because of the whip. I play Nemi. Although that might have been more the whip is too short because he's not in tier 3 issue than it would have been a he missed it issue. Bill! No, Bill, I'm sorry. Oh! Oh my god. I thought he was gonna go for the whip. And then he didn't. No! And I have no entrance here. Yes, I do. Pre-drop. I am not warm enough for this. Why is he vaulting that still? Hello, governor. Like another vault. No, he wouldn't. He finally had me. And then he gave up. He's not giving up yet. He shall persevere. Oh my god! He has it out for me! He actually does. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, good shit. So I'm gonna hit this. Not gonna throw it down. He's got the blood flavor. The flavor of blood. Run the poglog. Run to the pantry. I'll let her have a little bit of a head start. God damn it. Oh, boo. And pre-drop. Oh, good shit. You got me here. Spirit. Oh, boo. Well, that's Sedge. Oh, shit. No, run, 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 run. There's nowhere for me to go. I was hoping. I don't think I make it to one of the windows. I'll have to greed the pallet. And then jump the window. Yes! You're all waiting for flashlight save. I'm going down though. The ballot, no, circles. Holy fucking bully, Batman! Oh shit! She whiffed. Good shit. Don't even have to communicate. Oh, shit. I was not prepared for this. I went the wrong way. I was on the wrong side. I'm a dumbass. Did I make this and then duck? Oh, dang. Good shit. I was like, let me just go in the hole. This poor guy. I hate this map when I'm playing killer. This is one of my least favorite maps. Alright, fine. I'll run back to Daddy Pantry. What? How did I not get the running vault there, dude? Like, I literally ran straight at it. And it's like, nope, you get the fucking... You don't get that running vault. Why not? Back to Daddy Pantry. Dang. I was hoping she'd be able to burn him. Daddy Pantry. Oh my god, sure. Run! Oh. Okay. Thank you. Oh. my god. Oh, we're going down. No, no. Well, wasn't fucking with it. Let's go. Damn it. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Dang. This is not a good structure versus P-head, I will say. Yay! The crouch juke. Good shit. You go fail at running this again because, as I said the first time, is not a good idea against P-head. Dang. I'm a dumbass. I led him to the only gen on the map that has progress. And now I'm leading him back to hook. And now I'm out of position. Read the pallet. Because I would have gotten hit anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same fucking thing. Damn. Yes. Damn. He double back here because you can see. He did not. I thought he might. Stairs. Oh my goodness, the fucking jukes. And stairs. I think he went the other way and cut me off. Good shit. He whipped. He has to have bamboozle, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he got hold for a second. Ah! Greed the pallet. Greed the. God damn it. Now I know I can get 2 rounds out of this, though. Oh, God. What? How did that miss? Why are you pushing me this way? It's been fun. Did I make the window here? I think so. Totally did. Hello, Freddy. Hello, Freddy. I know he had bamboozle, but I don't give a shit. I'll run you this way. Fine, I'll go back here. Bamboozle's up. They come back this way. No, he blocked it again. That's so sad. It went down right when he did it. This is a funny battle we got going on up here. I shall run it this way. Once more. No, there's nobody here. Kill your enemy. My brother's dead around me. Sleeping. I wasn't sure I was gonna make that. The call is made, it's 1-4-0. And we made it again. Oh damn, I overcommitted. I was too excited. I wanted to go back to those windows after greeting the pallet. That was weird. I wasn't even paying attention. They already know. They already know how I plan on running this. Damn it. Yes, it worked. I don't know if it helps me get anywhere though. It did not help me get anywhere. I'm not gonna escape though. Who's chasing me? This is the end of my game. We can get some good old-fashioned loops out of it though. No, I didn't get the running vault, dude. Oh God. Can't believe that worked too. No! And that's why I think this is possibly the strongest single structure in the game. It doesn't have any of the most safe windows. It's just if you know all your options available and you know how to space everything out, there's pretty much nothing the killer can do about it. In review for the Grim Pantry, there is no wrong direction to run once you've been injured on this map. If you run towards docks, there's usually something pretty safe. You can run towards killer shacks. Sometimes there's Godlog over there, which turns that into a whole main structure by itself. There's the gift shop, which is a whole main structure by itself. There's the jungle gym in the back corners. There's these pallets here that you don't want to throw. And then quite possibly the strongest structure on the entire game. Make sure when you're running up the ramp to look for the one strong window to start your chase. And always get the proper head start to get the maximum value. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope every time you see this map on Survivor Side, you're excited because you're going to run this killer forever. And unfortunately, now that you've seen this video, when you get this map on killer, it's going to be a 10 on the eyes roll scale playing killer. But I hope this helped a lot, and I'll see you next time. Woo!